Alright guys, we're up here at Tunnel 4, which is kind of the shorter after work lap in the river. Gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a deep water start here on a 45 liter board. I've got a big Parawing because I'm not gonna be riding back upwind. Just kind of waiting for a gust here. Alright. And small board makes a bit of a big puff, even though I'm on a 4-3 Parawing here. Here comes one. Alright, and we're off. Just gonna ride downwind here for a second, get my belt flipped around. We got Sam coming in from the side. We're gonna try not to collide today, but no guarantees. Grab these front lines. Whoa! The Parawing is on my head. Alright, let's keep it going here. This is not the recommended stash technique that I just did there. This is called the get it done stash technique, where you just knot it up into a giant ball and stuff it in your pouch. Doesn't work so well if you fall on the way down though, so I'll try to make this a clean run. Go ahead and get this thing stuffed away. So at the start of these Tunnel 4 laps, today's even a pretty good day, and you'll see the bumps are relatively small, which honestly is kind of a fun part about downwinding in Hood River. This river bends a lot when it comes down, so different spots pick up the current differently, they funnel the wind differently, and because of that, the conditions are fairly variable the whole way down. But we've got decent bumps in here. I like to kind of stay not too far off of this left side of the river when I'm coming up past Tunnel 5. Typically, once you get past Tunnel 5, there'll start to be some more solid swells. I'm just kind of hunting around right now, looking for where the best conditions might be. Decent little swell here. Get a little feel for the foil under my feet. Couple little mini turns. Sam and I are both riding 900s, about a 10 aspect ratio, a little over 10, which is kind of a good daily driver for here in the river. And we're working on some smaller ones right now that I think will be freaking epic for days like today, but I'm not minding the 900 right now. A little big, but it's getting me through this flat stuff. Dodging a lot of seaweed this time of year. As that river heats up, we get more and more seaweed. Oh, bunch of seaweed there. Very small. Just letting the viewers know that when we arrive at Swell City, we'll be shredding.
We will be shredding.
But until then, we are just mowing the lawn and dodging seaweed, which is a little bit like Mario Kart dodging bananas. Here we go. Now we're starting to get into some swell. Sam's behind me laying into some turns. Oh, did he go down? Nope. All right. We're almost to the good part, folks. Don't tune out yet, because these conditions are gonna vastly improve, as you're gonna see as we get closer to the hatchery and Swell City. think one thing that's different about downwinding here in the gorge and why we're kind of riding a little more gorge specific gear these days is the bumps are just moving a lot slower and they're a lot steeper and they're a lot tighter together than they are in the ocean. So you don't need a ridiculous amount of glide, but you want enough glide where you can easily maneuver, get between swells, stay on foil obviously, but have something that's not too wide that you can't turn. So that's kind of why we like this 10 aspect ratio here. Starting to see the swell improve a little bit. Always kind of wrapping back up into the swell. That's an important part of turning here, and probably a little more technical in the river than the ocean is you really got to wrap your turns all the way around to stay in the energy. So I'm going to do a turn here, wrap all the way back around, back to the crest of the swell where all the energy's at. And when I'm milking it, or just when I catch my breath for a minute, I'll stay high on the foil and kind of stay on the top of a bump, which is what I'm doing right here. Still hopeful things are going to get quite a bit better as we enter into Swell City. We got a kiter here coming up that Brody probably is seeing on the drone and a little nervous that his kite's gonna hit us out of the air, but hopefully you guys will stick with us here and not get taken out by the kiter. Alright, so as we get to Swell City, I like to stay relatively close to shore. The further you go to the south side of the river, the smaller the bumps are over there because it's quite shallow. Here we go. Now we're surfing. Honestly, haven't ridden a 45 liter board in a while. Feels pretty small. Almost need to readjust to the lack of swing weight. A lot more skatey. Let's see if we can set up a couple more sections here. Here we go. This part of the river, when you get to Swell City, is a little bit more pinball-y than the rest. The swells are kind of coming from all different angles, but when you get the right one, you'll feel a little bit like the pinball in a machine, just cranking from side to side. Oh yeah. Here we go. Whoa. Little slot. Bring it back around. Catch my breath for a minute. See what else lines up. Looks like I got something down here. Catch up to it. Gonna drop back a swell here. Sand is absolutely cooking behind me, showing you how it's really done. Oh yeah, I like what I see here. I'm gonna kick out, speed into this one, big wrap around. Windsurfer coming by. The windsurfers are the OGs here in the river, so we respect them, but we don't love the bumps that come off of their boards. chops things up a little bit. Oh yeah. Little power slot here. Keeping it high, just gliding over these. I'm gonna use the speed of this one to kind of ride along the side on the ridge here and out the back into this one. And now I'm dialed. Oh, touchdown. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's a nice little clean one. Now we can kind of dodge this winger here. Turn right around the bottom. Oh yeah, I like this. Parawinger here. Dodging him. These are the kind of conditions we like. And now we are at the point of the hatchery, which is pretty much the hatch proper. Let's see what else we can get. A couple more turns in. Let's get the tips out. Nope. Right there we have Sawyer, good buddy of ours, out here enjoying the sup paddle foil conditions. I'm just gonna kind of work my way into the bottom of the hatch here. Maybe do a couple more turns. Ooh, sometimes it's hard to resist going in when the swells start looking like this. All right, we're gonna go into the bottom here, and I'm actually almost gonna ride across the wind on the top of these bumps. So, kind of power up on the top, keep gliding to the left. Now I'm just gonna kind of pump my way in into some seaweed, and there you go.